Hello everyone, I'm Tofu, we're on Gaol-Town today, and as a follow-up to my Villager Home crimecore remodeling video, we're going to be doing a build today. So, let's jump on it and build Spike's Fight Club. So, as many people that are kind of veterans to the channel will know, I do pre-planning when I come to builds. It just makes things a lot easier. So obviously all of that bottom area next to the construction site is going to be built, and then this area as well. So, let's jump on that, and the very first thing I'm going to do is these upper levels here, just because they're going to be a bit of a pain later on. So I've got a few items, let me just grab them. If I can find them, obviously, they're going to be a bit of a pain. Oh, there we go. Literally the first items, that would have been helpful, but there you go. So we've got a couple of short simple panels. I also have a couple of air conditioning units, which I'm going to put at the bottom of this one. There is a lot of items on this island, so it's kind of lagging, which, you know, is to be expected, and it's only going to get worse as I build this area up, but what can you do? It's just how the game kind of goes, but that's fine. So, like I did say, I wanted to kind of build up a lot of this just island just to try and get it closer to being finished, honestly. I think it's about time that it gets close. It's just been around for a while. I've got loads of great villagers that work for the theme. I might change one or two. I'm probably looking at Eric, honestly, although I do love his smuggler lore that we've created for him. And his house design I think is just good, but like, you'll have to let me know if that is actually true. But yeah, I might consider changing him up just because, honestly. Like, I think there are a few better candidates for the crime island for Gaol-Town. Oh, these are obviously going to go the wrong way because that's just how I do. Fabulous. I love these retro transportation stops. They just are fantastic for creating a rundown building. I best do it this way so that it actually rotates in the correct way. Fabulous. Okay, I actually want these over one more. So much like the Villager Home builds, I am working off of reference photos, so I have completely built up this area to look exactly how I want it, and then obviously I've tore it all down, not got rid of the pathing and all that, cause that would just take forever, honestly, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I do have a problem with putting them the right way though, so you'll have to bear with me with that. I apologise. I did just customise one of these to have the wanted posters, just so there's a little bit of variation. But as you can see, obviously we've got this gate, so this will be the main area, and you may have seen that I already have a load of blue corners, so the boxing ring, and that will be placed on the rusty tile area. But I'm just creating a, I guess, perimeter, and trying to make it look like a fake building. And we've got loads of these transportation stops, these storefronts as well. Fantastic. Meters and pipes. I've kind of put the items roughly in order as to how I want to place them. It just makes it a lot easier for me when I'm actually doing the build. But I'm sure I'll get confused at some point and just get things horribly wrong. So that's just how I do. Okay, so obviously more storefronts. Yeah, I've recently seen in the Animal Crossing news, I guess, if for want of a better word, that the 2050 or 2025 Lego sets have just been revealed, and they look pretty cool, honestly. I believe it's Leaf's camper van from like the vending part of Halves Island. I think that comes with Poppy. You've got the Able sisters with Mabel and then Sasha, which is pretty cool because I wasn't expecting Sasha to get a little model. I mean, it makes sense just because obviously they've made Bunny, so you just have to reuse the mould. But yeah, it's surprising that it's Sasha, because it could have been Ruby. There were plenty of bunnies that I think would have worked. I'm failing with this. Right, jump cut to when it's actually in place. Okay, that took a lot longer than I actually wanted it to, because I was just failing horribly. So sorry about that. But back on track with the whole Lego talk. And yeah, I believe the final one is like kind of a mini build with Celeste, and then it's like a little stargazing area, which is pretty cool in my opinion anyway. Just, I like the fact that Celeste is involved, because yeah, she's just a cute character, honestly. And it gives you a little bit of hope that Blathers and the museum might return, or I say return, will be then made into a set. Because, like I said with the whole Sasha and Bunny thing, they've then created the mould for the owl, so they've already got that mould. So they can just reuse it and obviously give Blathers the correct paint job, and jobs are good 'un. But yeah, like, here's hoping anyway. We'll see when it comes to the Lego sets. They're definitely on the front foot when it comes to like what they want to do, because they've released a lot more sets than I ever would have anticipated. But clearly there's a market for them, clearly people are buying them, and they're doing really well, which, you know, is just great. We always could do with just more merch when it comes to Animal Crossing. More storefronts. So nearly done with this little area. Hopefully it doesn't lag the game too much. We'll have to see obviously once the island is pretty much there, but yeah, it already causes a lot of lag when you get kind of more central. I'm actually going to flip these around, so you know, jump cut to when it's done, just because there's going to be lots of shuffling, so bear with me. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I wanted all the storefronts and all the transportation stops to kind of match a bit more uniformly with the gazebos, and then the utility pole obviously implies that someone either lives there and they were getting electricity, or someone used to live there. But yeah, there's our perimeter for the fight club, or fight area. And then obviously in here we'll have the boxing ring and various bits of furniture and whatnot. But I do have a little space just to, or a few items to fill this tiny little triangle space here, so let's get on that. And I like just mixing up the fencing on this island. As you can probably tell on the right hand side, I've used a lot of the corrugated stuff and then used a lot of the rusty look as well. I really love the rundown feel when you mix the fencing in. Just kind of feels like nobody really had any forethought or particularly cared that much. And then, as you can see on the floor as well, I've just thrown a few items down, and every now and again I put a rust tile or one of these paving tiles in the middle of the road. Again, just gives that impression that people have had to do hasty repairs, if they've even been that bothered about repairing the road at all. And it just goes really nicely with the whole crime and grungy feeling, in my opinion anyway. Nice rusty barrel. Obviously everything's rusty on this island, everything's horrible. Speaking of rusty and horrible, let's put down some more corrugated iron fence. And we've got 2 of the regular ones and 2 of the rusty ones. Again, just giving that feeling that things have been here a long time, they've not been cared for. Just really kind of drive home that aesthetic that, you know, it's not a very nice place to live. And you've got just this ragtag bunch of villagers that have managed to find their way onto the island for one way or another, and I guess become involved with the mob or their various gangs and whatnot, and yeah. I do like that it certainly seems like a unique take on Animal Crossing. I've never really seen anyone create like a crime island, I guess. There's been plenty of people that have done like rundown and abandoned cities and things like that, but I like the idea that it's still lived in. It's just really grungy because everyone's too busy committing their various crimes and things. But anyway, enough rambling. I need to go and fill my inventory, that was the wrong button, there we go, with just various bits of furniture so I can obviously flesh this out. So see you in a second. Okay, so we've got a few items here. I've not filled my inventory entirely, because once I've set this area up, I then need to basically set the area down below this, and that does involve moving Spike's house, so I'd rather do that first and then just gather a load of items, just so I know how much space I'm playing with. I have marked it on the floor, but you know, once the house is actually there, I think you get a better representation, just because you can see how much space is being basically obscured. But as for this area, I wanted a few just exercise items. I want the locker, just, you know, people can put various bits and bobs there. There's going to be trash, because, you know, this is just a trashy island after all. So we're going to throw down the various bits of garbage. I want to move this barbell ever so slightly. There we go. I don't like the uniform look. But I just wanted to make sure that I could then still get that trash bag in without causing myself too much issue. You can just about get to the locker, so that's cool. I want the long table that I have somewhere. There we go. I'm just going to push it up a little bit. And that's going to have a protein shaker and then a briefcase. And the briefcase is going to be full of money, so we're going to assume that's just prize money. You know, if this is a crime island, then people are putting various bets on, I guess. Obviously, it's, you know, run by Mafia, the mob boss himself, Marlowe, and he's taking a cut of everything. But what would you expect on a crime island, honestly? There's going to be fighting, there's going to be betting, there's going to be various syndications that are making sure they take your money one way or another. So, yeah, here's our little fight club, or fighting arena, I should say. Just kind of hidden away by all these fake buildings, so it's meant to be a front, obviously. But you still have access to it for this gate. So this is the area that I mentioned regarding Spike's home. So I want to put his house here, and then obviously we know how much room and what is obscured in this little area. It's mostly going to be wheat fields, I imagine, but I might throw in a few furniture items just to kind of, you know, again, drive home that real abandoned and just uncared for environment. So obviously jump cut to me talking to Nook, and then we'll move Spike in. And no doubt he's going to love where I put him, even if I have literally just woken him up. So here we are with, obviously, our tough guy Spike has just moved into his new location. Fabulous. So I just want to do a little bit of building around here, obviously. And I've got a few items just to throw out in the front of the Fight Club kind of building as well. So let's jump on that. And obviously we're going to start off with barbed wire fencing, because why not? Nice and friendly. Random bit of Animal Crossing news or gossip. I don't know if you guys really, you know, stay up to date with these kind of things, but they've just broken news that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is going to be shut down within the next couple of months, which comes as a real surprise to me, honestly. Like, not gonna lie, they've obviously put, I think, the last villagers into Pocket Camp very recently. So as far as Nintendo are concerned, they're probably completely done with what they can do with the app. But I thought there was going to be some kind of, I guess, integration with Pocket Camp and then the new Animal Crossing game when they eventually do release it. So it's really, I guess, surprising, like I said, that they've actually just decided that they're going to shut down the servers and things. They're not necessarily getting rid of it entirely, because they will be releasing Pocket Camp almost as a non-online, it's like a one-time purchase kind of, I guess, app, and all the furniture items will be available in-game. It's just you don't have any of the online capabilities anymore, so you won't be able to visit other players' campsites, you won't be able to, I guess, give gifts and things like that. Which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, I think it makes sense as far as Nintendo are concerned, just because, like I said, they've put all the villagers in, they probably feel like they've completely done with the app and everything they can do with it. And maybe it means that by shutting down this and moving the focus on, they can completely and entirely focus on a new Animal Crossing game, like a mainstream game. which would obviously be great, and everyone would love a little bit of news regarding some actual Animal Crossing games, not just, you know, a mobile app. But honestly, I've just started getting into Pocket Camp, so it feels a bit of a shame for the servers and things to go down. But I would definitely consider, you know, the one-time purchase, and maybe if people were interested, I could try and record a little bit. You know, just, I guess, let me know down in the comments if that's something that might interest you. Because honestly, I don't know how many people are interested in Pocket Camp or play Pocket Camp at all. But yeah, could be a little fun diversion just from New Horizons every now and again. So here we are obviously just placing the various bits of trash and whatnot. And what place would honestly be complete without just a toilet on the front? You know, really driving home the class of this area. Right? Anybody? No? Cool. But yeah, just throw a bit of trash bags, a toilet, there's a random pot of fish, which is just, I guess, going to go kind of horrible and nasty in the sun. A rolling cart, which I imagine's probably been stolen from the Nook's Cranny. And we'll put another just set of trash, just for good luck, good measure. If I can obviously position myself in the correct place. There we go, fabulous. Let's just move that over a little bit, maybe pull it into the road, so yeah, fabulous. So it's obviously not obscuring the bridge, but they don't really care where they throw it. It's somewhere roughly on the sidewalk or, you know, nearby. That's cool. So I'm glad that Spike's home hasn't really interrupted a lot of the view. I did want it just mostly to be wheat fields. But I'm going to just paint the flooring with the rest of this, I guess, tarmac-y looking design, and then I'll grab more items and we'll work on this area here. So yet again, jump cut, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so hopefully for the final time we are back, and let's get moving on to just another fake building in this space here, shall we? So, wrong button. I know how to game. There we go. I want a lot of fake buildings in this. Again, I can drive home that just horrible kind of run down, the ramshackle feeling that I think would just really suit the Crime Island. And it is definitely out of my comfort zone, as many people will know if you've been following me for a little while. I mention it every time I'm on this island. But yeah, it's a nice challenge. Because cottagecore is, which is my all sheep island, or what will be my all sheep island eventually, if I can find all the sheep. I've been failing recently, but I digress. That's definitely my safe space. Just, you know, cottagecore, anything kind of natural, like farm core as well. It all fits within the same, I guess, bubble. And yeah, it's just really comfortable place for me to build and things. So this is definitely a challenge. I have said that I am struggling a little bit when it comes to coming up with ideas for the rest of this island. I'm going to swap those storefronts around, so this can have the dark roof, and the other one can obviously match. Fantastic. Okay. No, let's go in the right place, please. There we go. Close enough. But yeah, like I was saying anyway before I got distracted, I am struggling a little bit with just ideas for this island, so I thought the Fight Club makes sense, especially with Spike being the bodyguard, being a real tough guy, and whatnot. And I'm going to push that back. But yeah, I would like to create a really nice space, so Marlowe and then his love interest Monique can obviously live in that area, and it's just really nice compared to the rest of the island, which looks just nasty. But Marlowe's going to make sure that obviously Monique lives in the really nice area. And I guess you'd have the tailors and the museum there as well, so I'd have to work something out regarding that. But there's still quite a lot of space on the island. Like, I would say about a third of the island is still left to design, so if anyone else can think of any builds that I could potentially do that would just fit this crimecore aesthetic, then yeah, just leave it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I just had a couple of these medieval building sides just lying around, and so I thought, why not use them? And then the scaffolding kind of hides them a bit, so it doesn't look too out of place, just because there's a giant wall essentially blocking the majority of it. And I know that obviously we've got the storefronts and the retro transportation stops and things, but yeah, I think it just makes a nice change. Obviously you've got the little construction area here as well, so it would make sense that they would be kind of close by. I do have some scattered papers, I just saw it there, cool. I'm just going to throw that around here if I can. There we go, fabulous. So cool, we've got this little path onto the beach now. I will have to design the beaches at some point, but we'll leave them for another time, because yeah, I'm just focused on obviously this. So now we're just going to move on to this little area here, which I'm going to fence off mostly. And I do want a bit of fencing over here to try and just make it seem like whoever owns this house, or certainly used to own this house, just doesn't feel friendly. Like obviously they could have had it just at the path, but yeah, they wanted to block it in. And now I can't see what I'm doing, so okay, you know what? That'll do. I've got an extra fence for one reason or another, but that's fine. Not sure how I managed that, but we've then got this fence, this nasty looking rusty fence, which I have used a lot on this island and I love ever so much. And as Spike is the tough guy, obviously I made him a gym in the last kind of home builds and things. He's going to have a little basketball court just outside his home, but like much to the island, it's going to be just kind of horrible. There's going to be trash dotted around everywhere. People don't really care for it, so he might use it every now and again, but yeah, the area is much to be desired. Obviously it's just going to be like kind of nasty and gross like everywhere else. So very fitting, I guess. Okay, I have a few random bits of items. So retro gas pump. Again, I've never really used this item other than this island, and I love the rusty variant. It just works so well for this island. It's just chef's kiss. Mwah. Obviously various bits of trash, as we love on this island. A few decorative bottles just here, there and everywhere, obviously so you can actually see them. Like I mentioned in the last video, I love the bottles. They just make a fantastic trash item. Just seems like everyone's drinking booze and things like that, and no one really cares where they throw their trash. Again, just absolutely perfect for this kind of island. Sloppy sofa, cause you know what rundown, terrible housing area would be complete without a sofa just out on the lawn or whatever. I have another set of trash bags, which I'm just going to throw next to the sofa, and yeah, looks cool. I've got a wheat field or two, so just dot it around randomly. Do I have another one actually? Yes, I do. I'll throw it over here. So again, it can be the entrance to the beach, which I'm not going to build today, but soon. Probably off of camera, honestly, just because I'm never really sure what to do with the beaches, so yeah. Random cardboard box just outside his home, and that can have firewood. Yeah, why not? Just random collection of sticks. And I've also got a shopping cart, which I'm just going to throw, I guess, over here. Again, much like the rolling cart earlier. Kind of gives the impression that it's been stolen from the Nook's Cranny and then just pushed over and left outside the home for some reason. I don't know why you'd want to nick a shopping trolley, a shopping cart, and then not really use it, but, you know, it is their want, I suppose, if they're petty crime, you know, petty thieves, I guess, things like that. But there we have it, guys. There is Spike's home. obviously his rundown building next to it with his basketball court. So there, obviously connects to the construction site that we built absolutely ages ago. And then just across the road, we have Spike's Fight Club, obviously with the fake buildings as the front. And yeah, this is where all the organised fights happen for the prize money, and just if you want to prove that you're a tough guy, honestly. So guys, I'm going to end today's video here. Hopefully you enjoyed everything I did regarding the Fight Club and then Spike's living area. Obviously, if you did enjoy what I did, then hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As far as the next video, I'm going to be doing a villager hunt on Utopia, my sheep island, or all sheep island, and like I mentioned, the last few hunts haven't gone the way I planned, so I am determined to get a sheep this time. But until next time, I want to say thank you very much. Obviously, hope to see you in the next video, and until the next video, have a good one. Cheers, guys.